everybody, today's DIY I'm going to show you how to make pillows, throw pillows out of tea towels. I got these cute striped tea towels. I thought this would look kind of farmhouse, is what I'm going for. And I got two of these, and they're fairly good size, so you're going to need some tea towels that you like. And I'm also going to use pillowcases. And I got this pretty flowered pillowcase to match kind of the red stripe, and this is what it looks like, and then this is what the tea towel looks like. That's what those look like. Hope you can see this. So my idea is to use one side with the tea towel, dish towel, and then the other side I am going to use the pillowcase so that I can switch them, turn them over if I just want this flower print. One day I can switch it over, and then if I just want this stripe look, I can switch it over to the other side. So with that said, you're going to need any tea towels. If you want to do just all tea towels, that's up to you. I'm just using the pillowcases as well to give a two-sided look. So you could just use the tea towels and that would be fine too. So you're going to need some tea towels. You're going to need some stray pins, some scissors, a measuring tape, possibly a measuring tape. I'm not going to use a measuring tape. I'm just going to fit mine around, but you will probably want to use a measuring tape to measure your pillows, and an iron to iron your fabric. Okay, so now that I told you what you're going to need, and also a sewing machine, you could sew this by hand if you'd like. Now that I told you what you're going to need, let's get started. I'm going to make my first one. I have two to make, but I'm going to make my first one to show you how to do this. Okay, so let's take the tea towel one first, and let me grab my pillow. Okay, here's the pillow I'm using. I'm using a big, fairly big pillow. It's not too puffy anymore, and I'm just not liking this fabric anymore on these pillows, so why not reuse them? And these tea towels were cheap enough, so, and I seen these pillowcases, so I thought, why not add the two together and make some pillows? And I thought with the stripe that would give it a little farmhouse look. I chose the red, but they did have other colors. You can get other colors in these striped tea towels as well, and get all different types of stripes too. So this is how I'm going to do it. As you can see here, I'm going to put the pillow straight down, and then I'm going to put the tea towel over like this, and that's okay that it doesn't meet side to side, because I am also using the pillowcase and I want it tight anyways to give it more of a fuller look. So that's perfect. So I am going to need to trim top to bottom like that, but that's okay. I'm just going to follow it around. I'm not going to measure, but you sure could measure. Make sure that everything's perfect to the size, and all you would do is take your measuring tape, measure your pillow from end to end. If you wanted it a little bit tighter, you could go in a little bit, but you also want to remember that you need room to sew, so keep that in mind as well. Okay, and that's what you would do. You would go from side to side, front or top to bottom. Okay, now like I said, I'm just going to trim mine, so to make this faster and easier. Now we're going to make a pocket, so this is just going to be the covering. So we're going to make a pocket for the back instead of using buttons or zippers or anything like that, to make it a little bit more simpler and less money. Okay, so I'm going to trim it now. Just move this stuff. I hope, whoops, sorry, I just knocked my iron over, but that's okay. Hope you can see this. I'm just going to take a quick look. I'll be right there in a sec. I'm just going to make sure you can see what I'm doing. Okay, I think that's okay. Now I'm going to pull this up to make sure I got enough on this side and enough on this side. Okay, just going to pull this up like this. And just trim off a little bit. As you can see, I got the one side trimmed off, and then now I'm just going to flip it around. And this side don't need as much off, so I'm just going to trim it. And it doesn't have to be straight because it's going to be sewn anyways. Okay. If you wanted it straight, you could make sure that you're cutting straight and measure it all out and everything. But I'm just doing this quick, so for the purpose of this video for you. And that's going to be perfect. Okay. Yeah, it's going to be great. Okay. So as you can see, I just cut it around top and bottom. And the sides I'm just leaving. It has this little bit of a seam on the edges over here, but that's okay because I'm just going to like take my sewing machine and go right under this. Right under the little stitches, so that'll be fine anyways. If you have any tags that are gonna get in your way or see, just trim them off like that. Okay, now I'm going to get the back ready, so let's just move this aside for a sec. And this was a 2-piece pillowcases. So you got 2 in a package. And they're fairly good size, so this will work. Now you're just going to want to take your pillowcase like this. And like I said, I want a little bit of fullness, so that it's not going to matter that this doesn't reach front to back. Now the sides, I'm going to leave this both layers because I don't want to be able to see my pillow through it. And with the tea towel, it was thick enough that you won't see the color through. But yeah, with this you kind of see a little bit. So I think I'm going to leave the layers together. And then all I'm going to do is cut off this little layer here that has like the folding for the pillow to insert your pillow in there. So I'm just going to take this little banding off, and then I'm just going to open this end because you do need a little bit of overlay for your pocket. So this overlay here will be, so like I said, this overlay on this side for this insert the pillow is going to be cut off, and then this side is going to be trimmed to open up this end. Okay, so I'm just going to move my camera so I can give you a better look of how I'm going to do this, and then we will get started. I'll be right back. Okay, so now I moved the camera. Hopefully you can see this a little better. This is my pillow. I'm just going to show you again, because I had it up pretty close. I realize that now. You might not have gotten the whole idea, but all I did, okay, was I put the tea towel over like that, and then I just cut off the top and bottom, and I'm leaving the sides as is, sorry. And because I have a fairly big pillow, like I said, so I'm just leaving it as is like this, and it was pretty long, so I just trimmed off the top and the bottom. And then it's okay that it doesn't meet, like I said, because I want it a little poofier, because this is a fairly big pillow, but it's gotten a little bit not as puffy, so that will be better because it will poof it out a little bit. So like I said, I wanted to show you this. Let me just trim this little tab off. Okay, so I'm going to set this aside now again. I just want to show you that again, just in case you didn't get a good look at it. So all you would do is measure your pillow and cut off whatever you need to cut off of your front. And then for the back, like I said, I'm using this pillowcase. So like I said, I'm just going to cut open this side and then trim off the little lip on this side, the opening. So I'm going to do that now. Hope you guys could see this okay. I'm doing this in my sewing craft room today, but I got a lot of extra stuff in here, so it's a little tight to get my camera and tripod around. So hopefully you can see what I'm doing and get the idea. Okay, so I got that trimmed off, like you can see. And then I'm just going to, again, I'm just going to take this whole little seam out because it will be a little hard to, whoops, shoot, trim up anyways, or to sew, sorry. So just taking that right off. Okay, now that that's done, so you're going to want, you're gonna probably need like at least 3 inches on each side anyways, so that's why I'm leaving this as is, because you're going to need around 3 inches on extra overlap on each side anyways. So let me just measure. Yeah, so that pretty much gives me 3 inches on each side. Maybe a little over 3, but that's okay. Yeah, it's probably like 3.5, close to 4 inches, but that's okay. That'll be fine. Okay, so I'm just going to kind of choose what side I want on the outside versus the inside. I kind of like that way. I just got to remember that I still need the 3 inches on each side. So I think that side works perfect. Now you can iron these out if your tea towels or pillowcases if you need to, if they're a little bit wrinkly. Just for the purpose of this, so I'm just going to leave as is right now. Okay, so like I got about 3 inches, I would say close to 3 inches on each side. So then what you're going to do is you want to take your fabric and then fold it in half like this. Make sure you get it in the middle, because you're going to want to cut down the middle on each side. Okay? So that's what I'm doing. Just going to cut down the middle. As you can see, I cut down the middle on each side. And then I'm just going to open this back up like that. And then okay. I had that right before. Okay. Oh, that wasn't the right way. Oh boy, what'd I do? Okay. There we go. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is just make a seam on both sides of these that I just opened up. So you're going to pin these to make sides, to make like a little seam along there, and you won't need to do it too thick, because you need your overlap, like I said. So when this is together, it will be like this, okay? You'll have an overlap like that, so that you can put your pillow into, okay? So like I said, we're going to add a seam on the ends of these, like this. So that this has a nice finished edge when it's folded over. Okay, I hope you get what I'm meaning here. And so you just want to make sure that the inside has a good overlap as well as the outside, like that. And then you have enough room on each side for sewing. Okay, so let's pin. But you just want to... Okay, so we're going to start to pin now. If you have an iron and you choose to use an iron, you can do that. I'm just not going to do that, just to get this video made for you. So what you're going to want to do is just pin. I'm just going to tuck mine in like this. If you were ironing it, sorry, oh my goodness, if you were ironing it, you would iron it like that and then pin it. But I'm not going to, so I'm just going to pin. Alright, so and you just want to pin this along. So you would iron this and pin this. And this wouldn't take you as long as probably as it is going to be for me, because I'm going to just do this without ironing it. It probably would have been faster to iron it, but that's okay. Because this is not wanting to stay folded for me, okay? But I just want to get this done, so I don't want to wait on the iron to get hot. But if I was taking my time and doing this right, I would probably iron it first. So I'm just going to do this one half and then pause and come back and show you the next step, okay? So as you can see, I'm pinning it, and I will do the other side, and you do that, pause right now, do that, and come back and I'll show you what the next step is. Okay, see you in a bit. Okay, now that we got that done, I hope you paused your video and got your sewing machine ready as well. If not, pause your video and come back and let's do this step now. Okay, so what you're going to do is just, since you pinned it, you're just going to sew it, okay? You're just going to sew along where you pinned on both pieces. I'm just doing this opposite side from me so that I can show you how to do this, so you can see. Back stitch. You could back stitch at the beginning too. Okay, and then that's that side, and then just pause if you need to, and I'm going to pause right now and do the other side. And what you would do is just do the exact same on the opposite side and come back and we'll finish the third part. Everybody, I'm back. Now that you got your sides both sewn, you're going to put this together. I'm going to show you how to do this. Okay, you're going to take your first piece, your front, put it down like this, and then you're going to take your pieces from your back, both sides, and you're just going to okay, you're going to turn this inside facing up, okay? It's very important, so that you're sewing in the inside so you don't see your stitches. Okay, and then you're just going to put these, since mine is like flower print, I'm going to put these the way I want them to be seen on the outside. Okay, now these aren't going to probably match up because, again, I didn't measure, but that's okay because that'll be just fine. Plus I want this seam here not to show when I sew, so I'm just going to make sure that's all like that. And right now I could trim it, and I might just trim this a little bit so I don't have this bulkiness. And trim the bottom. And then same with the other piece, you're just going to put it the way that you're going to want to see it. So you gotta remember you're doing inside out if you have a pattern or anything like that. If you don't, you don't have to do this. You're just gonna want to remember that that you will notice that, like that's gonna be your outside, so you're going to notice that. Okay, I'm just going to trim the bottom here, rest of it. Hope you can see this. So that's how you're going to lay it out. And remember that that's just going to overlap, so that's perfectly fine. That's what you want. That's your pocket. Okay? And then what you're going to do is just pin this all together. I gotta remember that there's a little bit of a seam on this side, and I don't want that to show through. On that side too, because I didn't bother trimming it off. Okay, so everything looks fine, and then just pin it. Sorry if you hear that. That was my dog Daisy. Okay, so just pin this all up. Get that done and come back and we'll do the sewing. Okay, so we got this pinned. Now it's time to sew. We got it all pinned up. And then what you're going to do is just sew all the way around the whole square, and then I'll show you what it's going to look like. Okay, let me just get started here. Now mine is a little bit bulky because I left the pillowcases in, into its full sides, because I don't want to see the pillow through it, so that's why. But if you got a good sewing machine, that ain't gonna matter, the bulkiness. Anyways, and any threads or anything later you can remove, trim up any extra fabric or anything that you need to do. I'm just removing some of my pins as I go. I'm just going to turn this. Now, if you'd like, you could fast forward through this part. Watching me do this. If you already get what I'm meaning, you could fast forward. I'm just doing this as quick as possible so I don't bore you. But doing it so that you can kind of understand, as well as me just telling you, like you can see it for yourself too, which helps too. Okay. And trust me, once you know how to do this, pocket pillowcases, like casings, you will get really fast, and it will be a lot easier for you too. I'm just doing it slow so that you understand how to do it. And some of you probably already know how to do this, so that's good too. Now, I'm not going full way out because of my seams. Like I said, I didn't trim them, so I'm just remembering to leave a little bit extra to the sides. We're almost there. Hopefully you can hear me okay with the sewing machine going. And I'm going real fast, so like this makes a little bit more noise when I go faster. I don't usually sew this fast, but for the purpose of the video, I'm doing it a little faster. Okay. Now, like I said, you can trim up any pieces that you have, strings or pieces that are bulky. You could trim that off if you like. And take out all of your pins. And some of these kind of rattled, so that's okay. Just trim them off too. And then it should look like this. It should be a square like this, sewn all around. And then all you're going to want to do is turn this back inside the right way. You might want to iron this out. That's what I would do. Just to give you a nice crisp corners and no wrinkles. Hope you can see what I'm doing here. I'm going to show you. Okay, everybody. We got that turned all right side in or out, whichever way you want to say. So that's what it will look like in the back. You'll have like this little pocket. Now mine is way over here because I did do extra fabric, so you could measure that so that it's not way over to the side like that, but that's fine with me. So that's what that looks like, and then this is what your front will look like. Okay, And then let me grab the pillow so I can show you what it would look like in the pillow. Okay. Let me just move some of this stuff so I'm not... I still got my sewing machine here, so kind of move it out of the way. Okay, let me just get this stuffed in there. It's kind of hard to do. I'm kind of like not in the right spot for this camera, I think. And I didn't give myself enough room here. And plus I made mine a little tight, so like it's gonna be a little snug. But that's what I wanted. I just gotta get it. Plus I didn't iron it, so it's gonna be a little stiff as well. Get it all in there. Okay. So as you can see, hope you can see this. See, I can iron that back out and it will actually iron out better. But as you can see, plus I don't got it like in there very well, okay? But that's what it would look like. And that's what the back would look like. Now you could put this facing like this way, is what I'm gonna do. And if you didn't like, if you did it two-sided and you didn't like this seam, you could use a zipper or some strings on the side of the pillow, or you could use buttons on the side. You know, it's just your preference. But I don't mind that it has a seam, so if I want to turn it this way with the flowers, I don't mind the seam. That's fine with me. So that's what it would look like in the front. You can do it, you could turn it so that the stripe is this way, or flip it this way and you have it crossways. And same with this side. You could have this so that the seam is at the top, if you didn't mind that. Like I might add a button here on this side just for decoration, and then it wouldn't matter that there's a seam across here. So that's an idea. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. And the purpose of this video is just to show you that you don't have to spend a lot of money for a new pillow, and you could think outside the box and look at stuff a little differently and be like, I can make that into something else. And if you're good with a sewing machine, or even if you're a first-time learner, you could also do it. So that is my video today. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and if you liked it, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel, and let me know if there's another sewing DIY you would like to see, or any thing you would like to see on my channel, and I would definitely love to do it for you. Okay, so again, don't forget to subscribe so you know when I put up another video. If you're liking my videos, then please subscribe so that you can be notified when I put up another one. And help me out by giving me a thumbs up. And I hope to see you in the next one. Thanks everybody. Bye-bye. Okay, so this is what they look like. Well, I only got the one done, so I'm going to show you what it looks like on my sofa. And again, you can turn it this way. Like I said, you could turn it this way and have the stripe this way, or turn it sideways and have the stripe that way. So it's really up to you, and you can switch it out and also switch it to the back, and that's with the seam down this side, or flip it up like this and have the seam up the top, which I think I might add a button there. Like I said, I might add a button or a couple buttons along the little pocket seam, and then it would probably make it look like it's meant to be, like that. And that's what that looks like. And also, like I said, you could turn it that way and you could still have the buttons. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you next time. Bye everybody.